Hi Aries, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-January 2024 love reading. Thank you to those of you who like, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridge and the gap spread. And the way it works is we'll look at the past, present, future energies between you and a main love interest. Once we get to roll that, we'll pull some oracle cards for some additional insight. That's where the bridge and the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Romantic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left is your energy and the cards on the right is the other person's. If you feel like it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have illusion. So this is the equivalent of the moon in traditional tarot. And to me, this says that you might have been a little bit confused as to how this person felt about you, and maybe even confused around your own feelings toward this person. So I feel like there was definitely a certain level of pull there, but you just might not have been quite sure where you saw the connection going. Okay, past energy on their side, we have the King of Wands. So this is a Leo energy here, and if we look at the body language, right, their back is somewhat turned to the cards on this side, and then just their posture, right? It doesn't like someone who would necessarily be very proactive, right? It looks like the type of person who would expect things to come to them. So maybe that was part of what it was, right? If you felt like you were expressing interest, you might have felt like this person wasn't really reciprocating to where you felt sure of how they felt toward the connection in the past. All right, present energy on your side, we have the King of Cups. So this is actually a Scorpio energy here. And it could just be saying that maybe because you got that type of feedback from this person, now you're kind of withdrawing, right? To where the feelings might still be there, but now we see your back turned similar to how we saw theirs in the past position. So now it could just be one of those things where you could just be concealing your feelings. I do have to say, it could just be partially due to ego, right? Where you feel like, oh, this person didn't reciprocate, so now you might almost view it as frustrating that you still have the feelings, but feel like you can't express them. All right, present energy on their side, we have judgment. So yeah, for some of you, this could point to someone that you might have had more of a history with than it appeared initially, right? So maybe you guys were already involved romantically in the past, and maybe for whatever reason that might have fallen apart, and now you might have found yourself still with those feelings, but now in the present, it looks like this person is interested, and they're going to be pretty out front about that as well from the look of the artwork here. So yeah, this could definitely be someone that you've been involved with in the past, and now looks like they're coming back around and trying to put more effort into the connection. All right, future energy on your side, we have the Queen of Cups. So we already see like a big difference in the body language, right? Leaning in versus the back turn. And this is Cancer energy. We have Balance, which is Sagittarius energy, and the Three of Coins, which is Capricorn energy. So yeah, to me, at the very least, it says that they're getting your attention, right, with how they come forward in the present and start to express some interest. But seeing the balance energy here, I feel like this is saying that now, okay, now that the two of you have expressed feelings, right, and opened up about how you were feeling, you feel like, okay, now this connection really seems to have a lot of traction, right, and you could see a future with it. But then I do have to say, with the Three of Coins here, usually the Three of Coins points to stability and building, but just with the artwork in this particular deck, it always stands out to me that we see the woman alone there, and then, let's see if I can get it to focus. Yeah, there we go. If you look at her facial expression, she doesn't necessarily look all that thrilled, right? So it could just be one of those things where maybe on the one hand, you might feel like the passion's there, right? The attraction is very heavy, but you might feel like in some ways, when it comes to the practical parts of the connection, you might feel like this person doesn't necessarily show up the way that you would like. Okay, future energy on their side, we have the World and the King of Pentacles. So yeah, on the one hand, these look like pretty positive cards for sure. To me, the World says that they really would be willing to put in the effort to have this connection go the distance, right? And they're willing to do so. But with the King of Pentacles, different body language than the King of Wands in the past, right? But it could just be saying that at the same time, maybe part of how they show up in a more practical way is they might be very career focused, right? So it's not so much a matter of them not wanting to show up in more practical ways in a connection, but they might view it as that's their value, right? As opposed to, so if you view it as, oh, I want them to spend more quality time with me, their thing might be, oh, I'm going to go work hard and provide more, right? So it could just be one of those things where maybe there's a slight difference in the love languages between the two of you, but it does seem like they are willing to put in a genuine effort there. And maybe that would just require a little bit more discussion, right? So if you just feel like you might take it personally, if they're not present physically within the connection as much, but you could get more context on how they're viewing it, that could help. All right, bottom of the deck. On your side, we have Fortune. So yeah, it could just be one of those things. This could be another indicator that this is someone you had a past with, because if we look at the artwork here, we see that figure, that person, rather, and then we see a figure in the room that doesn't look like they're physically there. So this could just be someone that, again, like I said, you had a history with, parted ways for whatever reason, and now it looks like you guys are coming back around, right? And now, like I said, it looks like this person really is willing to put in a lot more effort than they might have been in the past, where in the past it does look like they were just in their own zone and not really contributing much to the connection. All right, and past energy on their side, we have the Four of Pentacles. So yeah, for some of you, this actually could have been a connection that lasted for quite some time in the past too. They could just be saying that, maybe they have that awareness that, yeah, maybe they did let things fall apart in the past because, again, maybe they were a little bit too wrapped up in themselves, not really making it clear what their intentions were with the connection. But I do see them making an effort to come back and actually try to rebuild the connection. All right, so moving on to your oracle cards. First, we'll see what we get from the Messages of Love oracle cards deck. I'm just going to pull a single card from here. Got one there. And next we'll see what we get from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Same situation. I'm just going to pull a single card, and then we'll read the messages from both cards together and wrap the reading up with that. Okay, got one there. Okay, so first from the Messages of Love, we have Unplugged. It says, working less will help strengthen your relationship. So interesting message there, right? Because we were talking about how this person's how they might view value to the connection as, oh, I'm going to work hard, provide for my family, right? And whereas for you, if you view it as more of a quality time thing, would be a little bit more important, right? Maybe it's just a matter of getting that balance figured out there, right? So, of course, it shouldn't be all compromise on one side versus the other, but, well, the key word is less, right? Not stop working altogether, but, maybe that would be the key to helping bring the balance in the connection. Okay, and we have Go the Distance. There's the artwork, and the number is 47. All right, looks pretty positive, but we'll see what it says in the book. Okay, the relationship message says you either are in or are calling in a harmonious relationship that can stand the test of time. For better or worse, as you ride the ups and downs and even strain, break yourself, and are remade in new growth, you are being redeemed by the power of regeneration. Harmony does not mean there will never be a wrong note played, but that the relationship is marked by endurance and dedication to overall unity. A new song can be written, an instrument can be tuned, and the symphony of love will play on. Listen with your heart. Isn't it magnificent? So yeah, definitely a positive message there. Like I said, it looks like this might be a slight situation of wires crossed as far as them legitimately bringing value to the connection, but they just might view what is valued slightly differently than you. And then in that regard, that Three of Pentacles could even mean, once you realize that, you might realize that, okay, I could show up in more practical ways in the connection as well to help meet them halfway, right? So that way it doesn't feel like, oh, I'm always waiting around with them to spend time with me, right? Things along those lines. But yeah, that looks like a promising connection for sure. Even though in the past, yeah, I could see where the disconnect was, but looks like going forward, things will improve quite a bit. So hopefully that resonated with you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.